Hi, it's Kristen, and welcome to Diary Days. First of all, let's start this off with a recap of the week, I guess. Like how you write in your diary, or your journal, whatever you want to call it, of your week, of your day, of the recap of however you feel at any given time. For me, this week, I got 2 new tattoos, and then on Monday I went to church and cried at Young Adults. It was super emotional for me because I was just thinking about my future and the kind of impact that would have for me. I've been going to school for almost 23 years. I've only taken like 2 semesters off since starting college, and then, elementary through middle school to high school, you only get the breaks that you're given. But it was really emotional because we were talking about, like, what do you do? Who do you go to when you're struggling? And for me, that was a real hard journey to establish. This year alone, just really started focusing back on my religion and really trying to find myself and who I am going forward, when for many of us, I think going to school is our whole identity. Maybe for former gifted kids like me, I'm just a burnt out former gifted kid now. It's a really hard thing to balance, going into school and then leaving it, because you're only doing this for like decades. Basically 2 decades of your life have been dedicated to learning, and then you're just kind of thrust out upon the world, really put in a sink or swim situation, and having a hard time adjusting to what will be my reality, even though I'm not even there yet. Like, it's baffling to me how fast time has moved, and yet how slow it feels when you're in it. Like, school to me is the longest thing ever. Semesters go by so excruciatingly slow, and then at the end, it's kickoff time. Like, it's from 0 to 100 in the blink of an eye. That being said, I'm, like I said, struggling and really trying to find myself and who I'm going to be in the future, and I won't know until I get there. But with everything that I know about myself so far, I mean, good luck to me, future me. I really believe in you. Sometimes you can be a bit weird. And I think that a lot of people kind of feel that way about themselves sometimes, that in one moment you're super confident about who you are and what you've been doing, and the next you're like, nope, that's not great. That's not a good idea of what I'm doing with my life. For reference, I guess, or an example, I suppose, I really wanted to join the band in middle school. It was like the first time I ever got to do an elective, and I wanted to do band. Never played an instrument in my life. Can't really carry a tune. Probably a little bit tone deaf, but that doesn't stop me from singing my heart out when I want to. However, never played an instrument in my life. And my mom was like, you're really good at writing, so you should just like keep doing that. Join journalism. And I was like, okay, I guess if you insist. And then from that moment on, my life was kind of defined by doing journalism. Like, I went to newspaper, and then yearbook in middle school, and then in high school, all 4 years, I did yearbook. And then I went to college and I got a journalism degree for my associates, and now I'm getting my bachelor's degree in communications. So I never really took time to find out who I was besides doing what I knew I was good at. And that kind of forced me to stop and be like, okay, so what am I good at besides what I know other people are telling me that I'm good at? I never really gave it any thought. And now that I'm looking back, I'm like, why would I do that? Why would I just go with what people say that I'm good at and not try to explore it for myself? It's probably part of the reason that I don't really like to do anything new and adventurous unless I know I'm going to be really good at it. And later on, you'll see, it's not really an interview, I would say, to be honest. It was really more of a conversation between me and my cousin, Alana, where we were talking about what it means to find yourself. For us, I mean, growing up, we'll partly talk on it, about how our mental health really affected how we see ourselves, and how that impacted us in our family and how we were raised, it all isn't necessarily a bad thing. We're both still alive, so I'd say that's a good thing, a plus. And we're both pretty happy in a good aspect of our lives. Obviously, you have good days and you have bad days. That's what diaries are for. And I really wanted to focus on the conversational aspect between someone who knows you really well and maybe talking to people who don't know you very well, to show you, like, these are things that we're struggling with and that things we have struggled with, and you're not alone if you feel that way. And if you ever wanted to talk to someone, you know, you could just open the video and be like, yeah, that's exactly how I would feel, or yeah, that's exactly what I think. I think that finding yourself is a very important topic to discuss amongst friends, amongst family, amongst your therapists, to yourself. And it wasn't even my topic. My cousin picked it, which was really interesting because she has gone through a lot of phases in her life. I have gone through a lot of phases in my life. I was a heavy scene kid back in middle school. You know, the scene kids where they have their bangs like this and they like wear black and skulls and dye their hairs outrageous colors. That was me. I had many different hair colors throughout my life. I'm not even a natural blonde, but I think you guys knew that maybe. I think you're always finding ways to reinvent yourself or find out who you truly are. I think that's one of the best parts about being human, is that we always get to experiment with who we are and who we'll become. So I was really looking forward to doing this video, and I think we should just jump right into it. But also first, let me put a disclaimer in here that when we recorded this video, she really wanted to do it somewhere different, and me, being the gracious cousin and host that I am, was like, okay, we'll do it wherever you want to do it first. She wanted to do it on the trampoline, but then I said no to that one. She wanted to do it in the car. Afterward, I said no. So that's where we did it, and then it was getting pretty late. We talked for a really long time, and it gets really dark at the end of the video, so I apologize in advance. I will be back at the end of the video to do our outro, because by the time we got back inside, it was super dark and she had to go to sleep. Okay, without further ado, here is the video. And we have a very special episode of Diary Days today with my cousin. We're in me mom's car. Get out my car. Get out my car. Aww. She asked for us to record this episode in the car.
Yeah, I love the vibe. Can't a girl catch a vibe?
Can't a girl catch a vibe? Well, it's good because, like, I feel like we have a lot of odd conversations in the car.
We do.
So, anyway, today's topic, we're going to go over finding yourself, which was your idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us why you had the idea?
Because I feel like a lot of people struggle with that kind of thing, and I feel like I've always had, like, a baseline of who I was. Like, I've always been really confident in, like, my personality and confident in, like, who I am as a person. And I feel like it's not easy for a lot of people to, like, really understand who they are. Because either, like, they've always been really, like, attractive, and they've never had to, like, rely on their personality, or, like, they just confused with what they are and who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that, like, in America, I guess I'll say, like, it's a very independent type of world. Like, you have to you have to find out who you are, because if you don't, like, find out who you are, you don't stand out.
Yeah.
And then, like, here it's like you have to stand out to be, like,
somebody.
Yeah, somebody. To be, like, that's literally how we have celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'd say.
So, I think that finding yourself is a really good way to go about it. And plus, we're in a car, so it's like, it's a journey.
Yeah. Wow.
Metaphors all around.
My English teacher would be so proud of me.
So, I guess we'll just jump into the questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first question is, what are 3 of your most cherished personal values?
Okay. Like, in what sense?
What are 3 of your most personal cherished values?
Like, my values for myself or my values for other people?
No, for yourself. It's about yourself. We're finding yourself. So for you personally,
like what you do for you instead of focusing on what you do for others.
Like what is like? I guess we can reword it to be like, what are your 3 most important characteristics of yourself?
Okay, I think one of my most important characteristics is probably like, is I'm always like, I always want to learn new things. I'm a very like curious person. Like recently, I've been really into dinosaurs. And did you know that some dinosaurs are scared of T-Rex pee?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, I heard that in Jurassic Park. So I don't know if this is for sure, but you would hope, right? But yeah, like I'm a very curious person. I like to like expand my knowledge of things, like if it's like pop culture or if it's like actual like useful things that like matter. Another one of mine is probably my relationships, like the way I treat people around me, the way like I'm there for them, so they're there for me in return. And it's kind of like nowadays it's kind of hard to really build like genuine connections, but I feel like most of my connections are very genuine. And what's another one?
It's really hard to talk about yourself for so long.
Yeah,
like when you really have to get introspective with yourself, you're like, I don't really know what to say.
I don't even know her for real.
Like,
who's you?
Who am I?
Who is you? And this is why we're doing finding yourself.
Yeah, this is why we're finding ourselves. I think that you are very like, not to like stroke your ego or something, but I think you're very funny.
Oh.
I think you have.
That's so sweet.
I think like you have the ability to like not like make light of things, but like when we're like in a situation where like, I don't know, we're being traumatized or something, me and you are able to like turn it into a joke. I think that you have the ability to make a lot of things fun. I think that like us together, we have really good banter, especially
we really bounce off each other.
We really bounce off each other. Like we have whenever we're together and we're like neither of us is like in a mood, we have like the best time.
Blue moon.
Yeah, every once a month we get into the vibe. We're like, yeah, just bouncing off of each other. So I would say for me, that's the 3rd trait I would give you.
That's lovely. What's your
for myself?
For the 2, and I'll give you one.
My 2, I wouldn't say like I'm openly curious. Like you are, like you're trying to learn new things every day. I feel like I'm always trying to get better at the things that I know that I'm good at. I guess like perseverance. I guess you could say. My 2nd one would be also I think I'm a good friend. I think I have the tendency to be a good friend. Like obviously there's times when I'm like, I don't feel like replying to this text message, so I'm just not going to. And then a few days later I'll be like, hey, my bad. Like okay, well maybe that's just like I can own up when I know that I've done something wrong. Because a lot of people don't have that trait.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So technically I guess that would be 3. But okay, now your turn. You go.
Yeah, okay. My turn to stroke your ego. I love the fact that you're very blunt, but very, like, gentle about it. Like, I remember coming to you for advice, like, all the time. Like, especially, like, when I was, like, at my lowest, and I come to you and I tell you. And though I didn't take your advice all the time, like...
Most of the time?
Yeah. Well, most of the things I would talk to you about, though, there are things that I couldn't control. Like, one's advice was about a boy. But, like, it was mainly about like other personal stuff that I really couldn't control, but I was like, yeah, like I needed to hear this because I knew what you were saying was right, and I wanted to feel like, yeah, like I know I'm not crazy.
That's something that I've been told once before. That like my other friend Alana, wow, so she was like, you have the ability to tell people something, to like inform them of something and not make them feel stupid about not knowing it or not realizing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's really nice, because I don't want to ever make you feel bad.
That's my favorite quality about people, like when like they are able to like educate you without making you feel like dumb.
Yeah, and it's really important. And I think that it's kind of a lost art, because everyone just like will tell you something and be like, how do you not know that? Like, are you dumb? Like, and like first of all, rude.
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that? Like, let me be.
Like they're being like open enough to be like, hey, I don't know this, please let me know.
And obviously not everyone is afforded the same like privilege to have a good education.
Yeah.
So
but like if it's like common sense things, like that's common sense.
If it's common sense things, but like also some people don't have like the good home life for people.
I mean, I know, but like if it's like genuine things, like people saying things at the wrong time, like and it's not due to like autism or anything.
Yeah. Like
they're normal regular people and they're just being rude, not reading the room. It's like, how do you not know to read the room?
Yeah.
Or how do you not know to be kind when someone else is obviously hurting? Like, How do you not know basic human decency?
I don't know. It's
That's when I would be like, are you dumb?
yeah,
Are you dumb?
it's a double-edged sword, because then you can't be like, hey, you're being rude, because then when you point it out, sometimes you're being rude.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a hard balance to strike, I think. But this is also good because like when we're like, oh, like I said something for you, you said something for me, so like obviously
Like we see each other.
we see each other.
Exactly.
But like we're family, so we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, so we do know each other.
Yeah, we do know
well.
each other. But it's also good because of our next question that we have is, what do you want to be known for?
There's a lot of things I want to be known for. Like, there's a lot of things that I feel like are like really me, and like I could really not profit off of it, but like show it to the world, and people be like, rock on. But I think I'd want to be known for my like philosophy, like the way I think, my beliefs. Like, I would love to be a philosopher.
So like in a way, I guess not like a celebrity, but like someone who is authentically themselves. Because you know, like I think the first person that comes to mind is Chaperone, and everyone's like, why would she say that? Like, how dare she say that?
But she's
like,
her.
She's just being herself.
She's being herself, and not like she's not like trying to put up a front. I think sometimes some of the things she says is out of pocket, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, but also, like, it's her. Like, yeah, is her. Like,
it's her truth. Like, how are you going to tell her, like, not to speak her own mind?
Exactly. Especially in a world where we're literally getting told to not do that and to, like, shut up and take injustice. What do you want to be known for?
What do I want to be known for? This is going to sound, like, emotional. I don't mean it to sound emotional. But, like, I want to be known for as someone who's, like, tried their hardest to be good.
Yeah.
Like everything that I do, even if I'm not good at it, I at least want people to know that I try. I think that's something that's really important to me.
Well, yeah, because like if you're known for that, and it's gonna like show awareness to the people that are really trying, and they just don't feel like they're being heard or seen.
Yeah. And especially like because for the two of us, we've been like in our family beforehand, they were like, mental health isn't real. And and then we
have serious
mental health issues, and they were like, oh wow, like that's real, and they're like still trying, like it's not made up, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that at least in our circle, people have been able to be like, I can tell that you're trying, and that's something that's important.
Yeah. Especially like, yeah, and I also feel like sometimes our family's the kind of people that don't, maybe they see it, but they don't acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's more one of those, not to like bring it up, but like they see it and they're like, okay, like it's like ask, don't tell. So like they're never gonna bring it up. They're never gonna be like, oh, are you depressed again? They just be like, oh, you feeling a little sad or something. Like that's a big thing. Like they never throw out the big words.
Yeah.
So
and I would want to be known for being authentic and throwing out the big words.
Yeah, like yes, I am depressed, and yes, I also can do hard things. There you go.
Perfect.
This is a good one too, because it really goes with like, I think all the questions are lining up perfectly. Where does my self-worth come from?
Well, I feel like this is a very loaded question because being a woman with father issues, people think my self-worth comes from men and attention, and kind of does. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit, but I feel like my self-worth mainly comes from, I don't mean this like, I have issues, I have self-esteem issues, we're not gonna lie about that, but I think my self-worth literally comes from myself, knowing that I'm a good person, knowing that I'm a great person, that I try my best and I'm there for the people I love. Like, I feel like a lot of my times, like, the issues I have with myself are not like my soul and my heart, it's surface level things, and like my self-worth generally does come from like, at the end of the day, I'm a good person and I know that, and I'm never questioning, am I a bad person? And I know if I hurt people, that doesn't make me a bad person, it makes me human, and I'm willing to apologize and fix things, and I think that's where it comes from. Like,
so like your self-worth to you comes from your ability to grow. Because not a lot of people put in the effort to grow, or the acknowledgement to grow.
We don't talk about it enough.
But like it's a good thing. It's a good trait to have, to be willing to grow.
What's yours? Your self-worth?
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna keep talking about like my mental health and how hard I work.
I mean, this is like, finding yourself is your mental health. Yeah. It's who you are as a person.
So yeah, I guess that's what I would say. Like my self-worth comes from like perseverance. Does that make sense? Like to keep like pushing forward, to be like, I think for me, in terms of like, I'm always doing work, like my schoolwork and stuff, and I'm always wanting to do really well. So I don't necessarily think that my worth comes from being good at those things. I think it comes from trying to be good at those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah. I think that's a really good way to put it, because I know it could be misconstrued as like, what I can do for others, and like I'm trying to prove something, but like no, it's genuinely like your effort. You put effort into things, and like you know that. Yeah.
And it's also like a really hard thing to balance, because like,
I'm struggling at school right now. It's like really bad.
Trust me.
We know.
We know. We all get it. What type of friend do I want to be?
I've had a lot of friendships, and very different types of them. I've had the bad, good ones, the odd ones, and I feel like the type of friend I want to be isn't a specific person, because with me, my friendships are different for every single person I know. And I'm not gonna say I change myself in every way, but like there are so many versions of me and so many different sides of me that I can be any kind of friend that person would need. And I don't mean to be like, I'm the only person you need, but you know what I mean? Like, if a friend needs me to be happy and like upbeat, I can totally be that. Even when I'm sad, like I always have room for happiness. So I guess I just want to be the friend that my friends need.
Like, you want to be the person that other people can turn to.
Exactly.
Like they know, like if they need help, that you'll be there, and that if they need a laugh, you can be there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's kind of that's what I would say for myself too. That I want my friends to know that I'll be there for them, like no matter what. One of the things that we talked about was we did friends, and you're like, oh, if I get rich, like we're all getting like rich, like. Me and my friends are like, if I eat, we all eat. Like, to break bread, like, to share everything.
Yeah, of course.
So, like, I'm always going to be there for you. That's what I would say. A complete, like, 360 from these questions is, what is the voice in my head telling me?
Okay. This is something I'm proud of, because the voice in my head used to tell me, like, give up. Mm-hmm. But as of recently, like, I'm trying to be better. And, like, it's gonna be like it's basically like being like, you can do better, like you can be better, like it's not being like you suck, it's no, like there's room for improvement, and you're gonna do that. Mm-hmm. Like you better do that, Alana. You better get on top of your game, and you need to do things that you need to do. That's what it's telling me right now. I feel like that's
kind of like mine. I think that, but mine isn't also the same, but not the same, because mine is like, oh, you're not good enough for that.
So the exact opposite.
Well, like you're saying, like you need to do better. Mine is like, I'm trying to do better, but like it's not good enough. You know?
Yeah, I get that.
But I feel like that's just me having a lot of doubt in myself.
I mean, and that's very common.
Yeah, it's super common.
Imposter syndrome and stuff like that.
Okay, you don't have to call me out like that, but
hey, I found you. You're fighting ourselves. I found you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Clocked.
Oh, clock it.
What would I do if there were no limitations and failure wasn't an option?
No limitations, failure wasn't an option. Finding myself wise, I feel like I would just ultimately like do absolutely everything I've ever wanted to do in my life. I'd want to like go to the gym, like I'd want to go, like I'd want to have an insane schedule. Is that a thing? Like, can I say that as an answer?
I mean, yeah, because then like I guess like the limitations is like there's no like,
because I don't have a ride.
Oh, like limitations in the sense that I guess like you have all the time in the day to get whatever you wanted to do done.
Yeah, I would want to go to the gym. I'd want to read for like an hour, 2 hours. I'd want to like just try to be at the most productive I can, and not, because I feel like I try to be productive. I'm just like, I'm always in a constant state of burnout. Don't know why, but I'm just like, if there's no limitations, I would just absolutely do everything that I need to get done. But I feel like that's everyone's answer.
Yeah, mine is kind of the same, but also I would just be like, I would really want to like pick up a skill that like I know that I'm not great at, because as soon as I pick something up and I'm not good at it, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the
like, gifted kid in me.
Yeah, if failure was an option, I would do something that I've always wanted to like learn to do, and I'm just not good at it.
Wait, I have another one.
Okay.
And okay, I say this in a happy relationship, but like I mean like in general, like what I've always wanted was to love someone, and like no limitations, like love them completely me, completely them. Like, just absolutely give my all to someone and then give it back to me. And not, like, blow up in my face.
Yeah.
Like, in a completely, like, healthy devotion.
That's a good one. Because, like, a lot of people are afraid of others seeing, like, their true selves.
And, yeah. I feel like I'm pretty good at with like, being transparent about who I am.
Hi, it's me again. So, I hope that the interview conversation gave you food for thought. One of the things, or one of the questions that we didn't include in it at the end was, what keeps you awake at night? And if you have time to ask yourself that question or write it down in your diary, in your journal, wherever you feel, in your notes app, any place that you want to get your thoughts down at, ask yourself what keeps you awake at night. Because that's probably the thing that you need to find to be able to be your truest self. If it's something that you need to approach yourself in a gentle manner with, my bad. If you need to address unresolved trauma, if you need to move forward in a relationship, in your job, in your education, if you feel like your major isn't the right one for you, if you feel like your job isn't just getting where you want to be, I feel like those are things that might keep you awake at night. Those are things that prevent you from being your truest self, from finding out who you're meant to be. That's food for thought for your diary and for yourself. Next episode, I will be getting into the nitty gritty, probably, of not just finding yourself, but like where you are right now. For me, personally, here's a diary thought. I've been struggling with school, not the keeping up with it, because yes, I am struggling to keep up with it, but I am keeping up with it in the sense that it's getting done. It's not perfect, but it's done. And that's something I struggle with, that I need to learn that now that you don't have to be perfect, you can just be good. And that's good enough for some people. I'm really trying to get myself there. But we'll go on that journey together in the next diary episode. Until then, keep your thoughts sharp and your pencil sharp so we can get into our next thought on the diary days.